Okay. And we are live. All right. I guess I'll just go ahead and get this party started. Hey,
Yep.
how's it going, guys? Jimmy
Right
here.
on.
Welcome to SongNet, and we've got another really great evening with James Leach today. James is, of course, the head of CSAC LA, and he's going to be talking to us about CSAC and what that's all about. And we'll have a chance to listen to some stuff as well, so that'll be really good. So let's go ahead and just put it over to James right now. And James, why don't you introduce yourself and let us know what you're doing and what CSAC is about?
Yeah, James Leach, everybody. Not quite the head of CSAC out here. I'm a VP. I've been with them a little while, but I thank you for the compliment all the same, Jimmy. I'll take that. I've been with CSAC for about 21 years, and yeah, looking forward to meeting and speaking with you guys here at SongNet tonight. My background has been a little bit, I won't say everything, but a fairly diverse background from music publishing to music supervision to song placement to performance rights. So a little bit of licensing here and there. So hopefully I'll be of some help this evening.
Now, CSAC as a PRO is a little bit different. Um, some of us, some of the people that are here don't quite know what CSAC is about. You have to be kind of introduced to CSAC, as it were, as I recall,
Yeah,
right?
we're invited, we're referred. Um, we're a lot smaller than ASCAP and BMI. And as such, we're also a non-for-profit, of which BMI is now, having just recently made that announcement. Um, but yeah, we're a lot smaller by design, so that we can actually have a smaller affiliate base to work with and really get to know who we're working with, as opposed to some of the other societies where there's a lot of folks and um, a lot of people, a lot of folks to keep track of. Not that we don't have a lot of people at CSAC, but we're not anywhere close to 500,000 um, in regarding the society's memberships.
Okay.
Excuse my dog. He's
Oh,
like,
that's your dog. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if everybody else could just mute, it makes it easier.
hold on
Thank
one
you.
second.
Yeah. Well, we don't want to mute James. There you
No,
go.
no, it's all right. Um, fire engine went by, or police siren, whatever it was. Siren set him off. He's a recent adoptee. Had him for about 3 months now, and rehomed him. And he's a miniature Australian Shepherd. He's 2 years old, and his name is Ramsey, as in Ramsey Lewis.
Yep. Very cool.
Uh,
So
so
one of the things about CSAC that, as I recall, is that you almost have to be generating revenue in order to join. Is that correct or not quite correct?
um, it's kind of we're moving in that direction now. It wasn't always that way. Where we were a little bit more liberal in terms of being able to cherry pick folks and kind of work with folks from um, I'll say infancy to the point where they're able to get placements. We can obviously help with that. We're very hands-on in that we, again, because of our size, we're able to put people in front of you know professionals in the business, whether they be publishers, A&R folks, management, in addition to setting up collaborations. So it's really, really hard to make those kinds of things happen when somebody's really not up to par, or they haven't gotten any placements, or they're a little green. And you know we had to kind of cut back some of the seedlings, as I like to say, and so that's where we're at now. But yeah, what we normally would do would or had done, I should say, in the past, was to kind of look at folks, um, get a feel for where they were at, their aptitude as a writer, what their goals and aspirations were. A lot of times people will just be in the room at the right place at the right time when a song's created, and voila, they're instantaneous songwriters or producers. And that's not necessarily their real passion. So we kind of avoid those instances, those situations, and kind of look for folks that are sincerely, you know, uh, dedicated to writing and producing whatever it is that they ascribe to do in the business.
Yeah, and then also CSAC owns the Harry Fox agency, right?
Yes, we do now. Yeah, we do. We
Yeah.
purchased Harry Fox, Rumblefish was another tracking service. Those are rolled into one.
You kind of explain what
Let's
that's
see.
about to some of these people because I don't think they all know.
Harry, well, okay. Harry Fox is a mechanical licensing firm, and we collect we're through Harry Fox, we're able to collect mechanical licenses for songs that have been recorded. So, or, have been recorded and are about to go into the marketplace. So, how many folks have had placements before that on the call? Show of hands, maybe. Okay, there you go, John. Okay, cool.
Placements.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
I hear you, LeBron. I hear you.
Yeah, I didn't quite hear everything you were saying at the end there.
Oh, no. I was asking if there were folks who had placements or, records that have been put out that would require them um, to seek out a mechanical license.
Oh, yes.
Okay, cool. So you guys are familiar with Harry Fox, as at least have heard of Harry Fox.
Yes.
So yeah.
But that's for example, if you're going to use do a cover, that's where it really comes into play the most often, right? In other
Mm-hmm.
words, let's
Yes.
say on my CD or my album, I'm going to put somebody else's music that's already copyrighted. I have to get the permission from Harry Fox, and then they track it and give the royalties both
Right.
to the original writer and to myself. Then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Correct. Correct.
yeah.
Yep. In addition to getting permission from Harry Fox, you want to get permission from the publisher as well of
Right.
that composition.
Gotcha.
They'll either do that, but more likely than not, you would do that yourself.
Okay.
And sometimes that's kind of difficult too because I know, like with the Eagles in particular, they've got bots out there so that the second you start doing Hotel California, even for a rehearsal or sound check, all of a sudden they'll shut your channel down.
Mm,
The whole
okay.
channel.
Yeah,
Woo.
that's pretty rude. And I think same was true for Prince until he passed away.
Interesting. I didn't know that about either one of those groups.
Yeah, because we were doing a hootenanny thing out here in Pasadena, and just jamming for sound check kind of a thing. We started doing Hotel California, and all of a sudden the stream stopped. We said, "What happened?"
Really?
Yeah,
And a bot shut it down?
bots shut
Wow.
it down.
Interesting.
And
Okay.
another friend of mine did the same thing on his channel. He was doing like a live thing during COVID times, and then he started playing "Take It Easy," and then all of a sudden his channel got shut down. So
Okay. That's what happens when you get large and in charge. Okay.
yeah,
You got access to
when
stuff.
you can afford to have bots out there,
I was just gonna say that when you got bots and AI and all types of stuff working for you, it's a little scary, but I can dig it.
yeah. The sad part though is on the flip side of the coin. That means that a lot of these artists, have a problem because now they're not going to get heard or get that kind of exposure from those covers because of that very reason. Um, I I think Lee Sklar actually on his channel, he's been hit numerous times with that kind of a thing where he posts stuff on his YouTube channel and then all of a sudden it's taken down. What happened? And then he has to call the publishers and everything else, and hopefully they get it back up. Sometimes they don't even let him get it back up.
What if he did another version, a different version?
Doesn't
No,
matter.
not if it's not if it's someone else's song. If it's copyrighted, no, you can't do that. It's best to try to get the permission of the artist and the publisher first.
No, I'm saying as far as the robots.
Well, the bots are smart; they'll find anything.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. If you did a different version of this of Hotel California.
Mm,
Okay.
who knows? Who knows?
Because I
That's
would
that's
imagine
an
to do
interesting
that,
question, though. That's an interesting homework project, though.
yeah, it seems like they'd almost have to have the Shazam database to do that.
Right. Well, that's not.
But how do
That's
you recognize it if you do a different version?
exactly, yeah.
It might be tied to the lyric.
You know, you,
It might be something that's tied to the lyric as well. So,
do it in Spanish.
to say,
You know,
that's what to say. Hey, man, don't try to get me involved in the whole copyright scheme here, man. I see what you're doing.
just throw it out.
Not try to get me involved in that.
So, James, what are some of the more proactive ways that CSAC helps artists get paid?
Man, that's a good question. I'd say that we put on from time to time. Most recently, we've been working with a company that another acquisition of the companies of CSACs, which is E1 Records. They're now Monarch, and we've been doing these song camps with Monarch to pitch to film projects that that are in the industry that they get briefs on, as well as projects that may be applicable to or may be of interest to the folks over at E1 Films. So do that. We haven't done any in-person boot camps or workshops as of late because of obviously the pandemic, and that shut that down. So I'm trying to look at ways that we can do something else that's a little creative, that's just as meaningful, that will give people an opportunity to network and interface and see professionals. I've been toying with the idea back and forth with doing something either on Zoom, such as this, by which we can listen to music. But that gets to be, there's a lot of things that go into play with that. But yeah, I'm looking to doing something like that until people feel safe enough and comfortable enough to go inside, and we can actually have meetings, in-person meetings, where you sit down and listen, vibe, and there's no fear of anybody getting sick at the end of the event. You go home 2 days later and you've got an extra parting gift, from the camp, So, but we'll do that, do workshops. Other than that, it's really just kind of identifying with that writer what they're trying to do and seeing if we can help them connect the dots. Plain and simple. It's a lot of fun. It allows me to put my publisher hat back on and try to help folks reach their goals. Gets to be a little tough sometimes when you have folks that aren't quite there or kind of miss the mark, and we just got to go back to the drawing board. But that's part of the business. That's unfortunately part of the business is hearing no a lot. If you can just get over that and just keep moving forward, doing what you do, you'll be good.
Yeah, well, that's what
Eventually,
Taxi is kind of about too.
what's that now?
That's kind of what Taxi is always all about as well, is you're making that connection with different people like that. One of the things that I've noticed about the West Coast side of CSAC, especially, is that it seems to be a little bit more R&B hip hop oriented. But I remember when we talked about that, you said things are changing a little bit.
Yeah, that's just in terms of, I guess, I don't know, it's funny you say that. Um, I wouldn't necessarily say that. It's it's not, it's R&B. It's just what happens. I can't help it if the Rock Cats didn't get any, as much love as the, R&B or hip hop. No, I'm teasing when I say that. It's just a matter of what was being promoted at the time, the things that were popping, that were getting exposure, and it just happened to be a lot of pop, a lot of R&B, a lot of hip hop. Um, Not to say that's not the case now. It certainly is. We've got some very prolific artists and writers that we represent. Jack Harlow is one of our writers and artists. He just actually hosted Saturday Night Live this past weekend. Um, we represent guys like Danger, DJ Dahi, who they do a lot of things behind it. Well, they're not necessarily artists. Dahi does a little bit of dabbling in the artist world. But we have a lot of music that gets exposed that just happens to fall in those categories. It's not like we focus. That's just what happens. They blow up and they happen to be CSAC and we're able to promote them and folks think that we're just R&B and hip hop in LA. It's just that we represent these cats. We have a very strong um, Nashville contingency, and a lot of our work out of Nashville is promoted very heavily as well. So, as well as our Latin music division. Our Latin music division is crazy. We got so many number ones and Latin Grammy winners, not to mention CSAC Latin Award winners, that it's really exciting to see.
Where are all your
Especially
regional offices located?
they're here. They're all here in LA, with the exception of Nashville. Nashville office is there. That's where our headquarters is based also. So everybody hear me okay? Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, it cuts out every now and then. I've
I'm
noticed.
cutting out.
Yeah,
You-
but it
Huh.
comes back. But it usually cuts out for a second or two, and then it comes back. Yeah.
Okay, okay. I'm not
he-
doing anything.
he's not cutting out on my end, so I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, maybe it's just me then. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's cutting out.
Okay.
I have a tendency to talk very, very softly, so I want to make sure I'm not whispering. Everybody can hear me. But yeah,
Okay.
did I cover your question, Jimmy?
Yeah, I think that covered it pretty well. So basically, with CSAC, just about any music is welcome, as long as it does have some potential for revenue. Unlike like with ASCAP, where anybody can join and they can throw whatever they want at the wall, and hopefully it sticks, right?
Hmm.
I mean,
You said that, Jimmy. I didn't say that.
I know. Well, that's because I am, currently an ASCAP member looking to move my entire catalog over, through the publishing company.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's a lot of songs, and ASCAP has not done well for me. So, I'm hoping that maybe we'll be able to do more stuff through CSAC, and that's why I'm looking forward to moving my catalog. Uh,
Okay. Okay. Well, we talk about that offline, man.
yeah, we
We
did
can get
talk
that
about
off.
that before when we met too. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Let's
yeah,
let's not let's not air dirty laundry on your Zoom.
yeah, but it's tough. It's very difficult to generate revenue, uh, in the music industry unless you know where you're at and what you're doing and are able to see some of the new things that are going on. The
Right.
pandemic changed a lot for a lot of us, and now what's really interesting is that, uh, well, right here, right now, I mean, we're looking at everybody, and the majority of people that I know here are well over 40. Put it that way. So it's no longer a kid's game anymore, even though there are plenty of artists that are still barely out of their teens or even in their teens that are hitting the charts. The baby boomers are still out there. We're still doing it. And,
Mhm.
our peers are still picking up music and listening to whatever we've got to offer.
Right.
What's happening now, which is really cool, is that they're looking for us because they're saying, hey, we're looking for artists that have the same life experiences as we do, that are of a certain vintage. And when you find that audience, when you find your fan base, within that niche, then all of a sudden things are really opening up. I'm finding that myself now. Um, and it's exciting, because all of a sudden here I thought I was just old and, worthless. Well, not
No,
quite, but
never that. Never that.
yeah, but all of a sudden, I'm starting to get more gigs, and people that are excited about what I'm doing, and all of a sudden, people are starting to find my YouTube page. And what's even funnier is that people are pirating my YouTube page. So
Now,
there's
how is that? How are they pirating it?
what they're doing is they're pulling the songs off, and then um, they put it on their own page or a different page, and it doesn't show up as my song or anything else, even though my name is on it, and people find me through them. I don't get the hits. So, for example, one time I was looking, a couple of people were commenting, and I had never heard of them before. I'd never seen them before. They found me on my Facebook page, and so I asked them, "How did you find me?" And they directed me to a YouTube page that had a whole lot of artists that were, in their 50s and 60s, um, including me, but it wasn't my page. And they had thousands of hits on my song where I have like 12. So
Wow.
yeah, there's something going on here,
Yeah, but
and
you can,
Contact
Jimmy, you
YouTube?
can
yeah, that's on YouTube.
write to
Yeah.
YouTube and tell them that. You can even have it taken down.
That's what I was going to say.
Is
You're going to have a
is a
takedown
copyright
notice.
violation. I've taken down two or three different people
Right.
Yeah,
have
so
done that.
I thought I should take it down too, but at the same time, people are listening to it, they're finding me.
Right.
Well,
So
if they're
even though
finding you and you're not getting paid, that's a problem.
I don't get paid there, that is a problem. But at the same time,
Yeah.
there's so many places where I'm not going to get paid.
Hmm.
So I look at it more as free advertising and let
Well,
it go at that
it's
for now.
to your point, you know, the technology's allowed us to do a little bit more and actually in some instances force people to get creative in consuming music or and distributing music, good and bad. Um, but that also allows folks to become, to shift directions and adapt into another phase of their business, that being digital detectives and finding out where those infringements are, learning about how you can issue takedown notices and redirect those performances so that you can earn, create some earnings revenue for yourself out of those. You don't want to be a bad guy and just shut down somebody's site, but you can't have your music out there unrepresented or misrepresented, I should say. So, you might want to look into that. Contact YouTube, the terms of service, and let them know that there's been a copyright infringement, and you know issue a takedown notice and try to find out who that individual is, and see if there's some sort of business arrangement that could be worked out. Clearly, if they've got thousands of views of your song and you've only got double digits, that's a problem.
Yeah, that's just one of the problems. There's so many other issues, and
Yeah,
I'm just one person. And I don't have a staff. I don't have people that can, work on, looking for those things.
right.
And so that's one of the reasons why, Kenji and I put together the publishing company so that we,
Hmm.
can start working with outside companies, outside people. If there is revenue that is being generated, or if there's revenue that's needed to be, looked at, um, hopefully we have a little more clout that way.
Right, right.
But even then, sometimes it's pretty much impossible. I've gotten airplay on terrestrial radio, and that's one of the things with ASCAP in me. I mean, I know that I got the airplay because I heard it, and I know the DJs that played my music. Yet when I submit the sheets to ASCAP, crickets. So I'm not generating enough money for them to even pay attention or even care. And the representative that I had is long gone. I've gone
Oh,
through
wow.
three reps now, so
Okay.
all the way around, it's very difficult. And I don't have time to track all that stuff myself.
Right, right.
So for an indie artist, it becomes a little bit trickier, and you start realizing why a label is needed sometimes. Unfortunately, though, a lot of labels don't really follow up either. One of my very good friends has a label that does absolutely nothing for his artists. And I said,
Mm,
"Come on, what are you doing?" He says, "Well, we got the label, got them. We had them record a CD, and I get a piece of that." I said, "Well, that's fine. You get a piece of it for what?" You know. So that's not, even though he's my friend, I think that's not right.
right,
So
right.
yeah.
What was the radio station, just out of curiosity?
um, it's actually, one of them's gone now. It was one of the Christian radio stations uh, that I think turned into the Fish or something like that. It was based in Orange County,
Okay.
and what had happened was one of my songs was played, and then I heard it again behind an insurance commercial twice.
Mm, wow.
And I said, "What's going on here?" So I immediately looked it up and I called the station manager and said, "Hey, I need your cue sheets." And he goes, "Well, we don't have cue sheets." I said, "Don't you send everything, to RAA and all that?" And he goes, "Well, it's one of those things because small radio station, low wattage, mostly in Orange County, but I still got it." And another one was in Pittsburgh, where several of my cuts got played because one of my friends was a DJ up there.
Okay.
And same thing happened. I said, "Hey, did you submit cuts?" "Oh, yeah, you submit cut sheets." And so I had contacted ASCAP and nothing. So
Mm, okay.
I did get sales though, which was good.
You say did get sales?
I did get sales because
Oh, there
people
you go.
they wanted to know who the artist was, and they contacted the radio station, and I sold about a dozen cassettes back in those days.
Mm,
And then for the insurance commercial one, my name was never mentioned. The music was never mentioned. Even when they played the full cut as part of the radio program, I never got recognition for that. They just played it, and then they went right to another artist. And again, they never even mentioned who the artists were on that
wow.
Christian radio station. So on the Christian radio station, that was kind of a drag because, yeah, I don't know. But nonetheless, I still got a couple of sales off that because somebody knew who I am, and they contacted other people and they found out, "Oh, yeah, it was Jimmy." Wow. So I made a few sales off of CD Baby, which also owes me money. So yeah, again, I don't have time to chase the dollar, and literally it is about a dollar. So all the way around, I'd rather just be doing the music that I'm doing for what I do while I can, because
Right.
it has
Okay.
its own value for what it is.
Right.
And if it generates revenue, well, maybe, maybe not. But that's one of the reasons why I'm going to Taxi this year, to see, how it stacks up in the mainstream with um, mentors and everybody else that supposedly knows what they're talking about.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
But
Yeah,
anyway,
the
we've
Rose
got a lot of
Valley is a
stuff.
good event. It's a good event.
Yeah.
They definitely have a good cross section of folks that touch a variety of areas in the business, or in genres, I should say, of the business.
Yeah. And Michael's doing a pretty cool thing now. He's got Taxi TV every Monday. I don't know if you've heard about that.
Mm-mm, no.
Yeah. So for those of you who aren't familiar, every Monday at 4 o'clock California time, Michael Laskow, the head of Taxi, goes online live and streams to YouTube, and he fields everybody's questions about particular subjects, and he'll play things that are submitted, for that event. Sometimes he'll pick randomly. Sometimes he has a curated list of things. Um, but it's really good, you know. And what's even funnier is that sometimes when he picks stuff, you know, just randomly, some of that stuff is actually pretty, um, shall we say, not airplay friendly. And it's hilarious to hear
You
some of that
mean
stuff.
lyrically or musically?
Both,
Oh, wow.
yeah. And you know, he says, "Well, I'm just picking randomly, and well, this one doesn't really play. Oh, here it is." And then, you know, like, it has a really long intro of blank, and then the song comes on, and it's all distorted, and he goes, "Well, let's go to another one." And then but he mentions, you know, before the thing starts, obviously he's got the submission from somebody who's got their name and stuff on there, and so he mentions the name, and that's embarrassing, you know. You know, way back in the days of Songwriter Showcase, you know, remember Cassette Roulette? I don't know if you remember
Right,
that. Yeah,
right,
with
right.
John Brahaney,
Mm-hmm.
and that used to happen all the time. People's cassettes weren't queued, and half the time, you know, whoever was on that stage would say, "Hey, you know, you better learn to cue your cassettes next before the song even
Right,
started."
right.
So, you know, that's very unfortunate, but that's the harsh reality of this business. So,
I remember those days.
oh yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I think we should go ahead and start listening to music, and then we'll just kind of go with comments along the way as we listen. What do you think, Steve?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So turn over to Steve. Take it away.
So what we'll do, the way this works is I share my screen. We bring up a song and the lyrics, and then so you can see the lyrics, and then as soon as you want to, you know, say cut, you know, you've heard enough, then you can make comments. Okay. So first up, we'll have GLF, and let me bring up the lyric here, and let's see. Share my screen.
I saw it in her eyes. Her life is full of play. I look for that in me. When did it go away? It wasn't long ago. I saw the world is mine and never felt afraid. I wish I could rewind. Now it's time to find a way. I wanna get back to the innocence. I wanna get back to the simple things. Wanna feel like a child again and break free from the pain. It takes a long time to grow young and get back to the innocence. Back to the innocence. Gonna live life from my heart. See magic everywhere and laugh out loud again. It's becoming all so clear. Now it's time to find a way. I wanna get back to the innocence. I wanna get back to the simple things. I wanna feel like a child again and break free from the pain. It takes a long time.
James, you did give me the sign. Is that right? Okay.
Are you
You're
able to
still
hear me?
muted.
Oh,
There you
okay. That was good. It was nice. It felt, that's definitely something I hear in a film. I could definitely hear that in the film. I'm not so sure if there's a pop artist out there that that could do that now. But it's definitely something I could see being being used in a movie of some sort. Is the end credit to a film. Any other thoughts? Or I mean, how does this work? Am I the sole critique?
Yes.
You are.
Critic?
Essentially,
Oh,
yes, yes, yes.
okay, okay.
It's really hard to
Operettes,
obviously hear the quality. I sort of wanted to get a sense too about production and values too, but it was a song I co-wrote with Jeff Frenzel,
Mhm.
who do you know Jeff?
No, I
Oh,
know the name.
yeah. And he does, you know, the thought was, well, if it could park somewhere in television or something, but I just wanted to make sure that the arrangement and the production values are, you know, okay for television. I
Yeah,
did,
definitely.
well, I
Definitely.
submitted it to Taxi. This is the reason I pulled this one up.
Okay.
And the brief called for adult contemporary, which is really where I feel I park. And it wanted organic. Well, I tend to have more production. My producer, Bruce Lowe, tends to be more handed, but this one felt more pared back. And it got kicked back. He said that it wasn't organic enough, which, okay, I get that part, you know, because it's got a little bit of synth padding and all that in the chorus, but that the production wasn't of the quality, which surprised me because Bruce is like a 4-time Grammy award-winning producer.
Right.
So
Right.
you know, it was like, well, that was kind of shocking. Well, should I even be sending them my stuff? You know,
What did the brief say specifically?
well, it was calling for organic, adult, contemporary. I think it was just that, you know, it was just, you know, it's lyrics, you know, I mean, it was cool about lyrics, but it was really more about, I think, the organic part, because Bruce uses MIDI instrumentation,
Okay.
had
So
what
was they trying to
piano
do?
part he liked, you know, that was Jeff on the piano.
Right. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
Thank
I
you.
would consider, I would continue to send that, not necessarily to Taxi, but I look at other avenues. Do you solely use Taxi as a way of getting your music out there?
I'm not being aggressively, you know, I mean, I haven't looked at Sync or anything. I've only been to Durango and I've been out for maybe 18 months. I've got an album on Waterfalling out now. It's coming out in April. But so I really haven't, it was really not necessarily written for Sync. It was really kind of written around self-empowerment, and it's got a current message and it's got kind of a Latin undertone. So, which is where I like to park it, but sort of jazz Latin.
Hmm.
So it's a matter of, you know, finding, I'm not writing specifically for shows. I'm not doing that. I'm actually doing a little bit of speaking with, you know, original songs embedded in the inspirational speaking and that. So I'm just looking for other avenues for placement and see what fit. Yeah, with what
Okay.
I'm doing. Yeah, and the currency of the message, or how current it is.
Right. I would look at organizations like the Production Music Association, like the PMA, and see if, you know, you can network at some of their mixers that they host and see if you can possibly establish some relationships with either library owners or, you know, beginning music supervisors, or,
Right.
you know, even some veteran music soups that might be attending some of their mixers, and see if you can establish a relationship to pitch your material to. 'Cause I didn't quite hear the Latin jazz element you were speaking of.
Not on that one. Not
Oh
on that
yeah, no,
one.
I thought you were saying that was in that song,
Not
but
that
no.
one.
Oh,
No.
okay,
In
yeah,
general.
but I thought it was good. I
Thank
felt
you.
it. I felt it held up.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
all right. PMA, you say P as in Peter?
Production
Okay.
Music Association.
Ah. Should I be talking to somebody in production at Taxi in terms of mentorship? Because I just couldn't
Do
land.
they offer that? I don't see. I haven't been involved with taxi for a
Uh,
long time, so I couldn't tell you. I don't know
Yeah.
what services they offer, what they do with these.
Okay.
They usually have panels of producers, and so I would just seek out the producer panels, and then you can listen to what they have to say.
Yeah.
One other comment. I don't know if you're familiar with broadjam.com. It's broadjam.com. It's about the same cost per year for as taxi, but they forward everything to the client. Nothing gets screened. So when you submit there, you'll be heard. Just
Oh, that's a
FYI.
good tip. Thanks, Stephen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very good.
And sometimes they comment.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes the listener, actually, the client will comment. The other thing too is you can tell because of their software how many times they listen to it. Very often, you'll see they listen 2 or 3 times. At least you kind of made the cut.
Yeah, that's
You know,
nice.
and sometimes you'll see they listen once, and so that wasn't it wasn't what they were looking for whatever reason. So
Is there any place where sync agents congregate?
Well, there are, but that's usually more like the. I mean, you may get some agents at PMA functions or the Guild of Music Supervisors. But you'd have to be a music supervisor to be involved with that
Involved.
association. So that's a little harder.
Right.
But from time to time, they'll host events, or there'll be what am I trying to say? There's workshops. There's also they just recently had a conference over the summer at LA Recording Academy, I think it was, on Sunset. And that's open to the public. So if you're interested in sync for film and television, that would be a great place for you to go and see if you can doing some networking. A lot of when it comes to getting things involved in sync, you're going to have to do a lot of detective work, kind of create your own. I'm sorry.
It was hard to hear you just for a little bit.
Oh no, I was saying
Now it changed. So I
Yeah.
sort of missed that second one that you just said. You said that would be a good idea. I just missed what you said. Second option. You just finished it.
The conference, attending the Guild of Music Supervisors conference they have.
Music Supervisors Conference.
Sync, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Things
Thanks.
like that. But I was saying that you'll have to end up doing a lot of detective work when it comes to sync, getting involved in sync.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm just wondering whether because I don't produce, whether that's really my best space,
Well, if you have songs and you have a producer that's created them, I mean, why wouldn't it be?
in that I can't make different iterations to make more in my catalog. I don't have that skill set, and
Mhm.
it's so front end loaded, in terms of cost.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's why I thought, well, if it's a sync agent, maybe that'd take 6 songs, and it's just like I can go about my business doing something over here.
Mhm. Mhm.
Right.
You may run across someone like that. I don't know of anyone in particular that would do that, but I know from time to time that having attended both of those events, that I've met folks that do that kind of work.
And then I think I mentioned
think,
at a SongNet thing too, by AFI. I think they're back doing that again. I haven't been up there yet, but
Yeah, that used to be a good event also. I haven't attended in a while.
yeah. But AFI is just right up Los Feliz, I think, right?
Vermont. Isn't
Vermont,
it?
yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'm sorry, it's not Vermont. It's not Vermont. It's Western. I think
Yeah.
it's called Western.
But up there, I mean, it's and they've all got good stuff going on, and they've always got events happening.
You're right, Jimmy. It's Vermont. It's Western and Los Feliz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I went up there the first time, it was crazy because it was a filmmakers event. There's a lot of entry level filmmakers, and I was the only music person there, so I was a
Wow.
rock star. Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
everybody wanted to talk to me. It was pretty crazy. So, you know, if you look for those budding filmmakers, quite
Right.
often they're looking for different things. You may not get paid, but you never know. Spielberg had to start somewhere, right? So,
We should
Good
probably
thought.
move on to the next one.
yeah,
Yeah.
like next one.
Thank you.
Okay, so next up we'll have John Bernard, and the title of the song is Brother's Keeper. So let me get set up here.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I was walking down the street and I heard a voice saying, "Sir, can you help me, please?" So I turned, there he was, my brother, calling out for the things that we all need: food and shelter. I said, take my hand and come go with me. You're my brother's keeper. I am, I am I my brother's keeper? I am, surely I am. I was watching the news yesterday and I thought, what a shame. Children killing other children. I asked, who's to blame? We all should care more about their fate and their destiny. We should love and teach them to love their brother selflessly. That's their brother. My brother's keeper. I am. I am.
That's another nice one. That's the lyric. I might chop the lyric down a little bit. Or I'm not the lyric. I'm not talking about the lyric. The verses. Excuse me. It's getting late. My stomach is growling. I would chop the verses down a little bit just to make them a little bit more concise, without taking away any of the messaging that's there. It's a good song. It's a really good song. Again, we're in a really weird space when it comes to, I won't say weird, we're in a different place when it comes to music right now, in finding the right type of artist or environment for a song like this, especially one that's as timely as it is right now. You know, it really speaks to, you know, the necessity for all of us to take care of one another. Again, I would probably try. See, I don't even know. It sounds like a cop out to say we'll try to shoot it in the sink to some degree, but I think that would be the best place for the song, because I really can't think of it unless there was an artist that was going to record and put this out themselves, you know, and then you had all the bells and whistles in place to make that record happen, make the artist happen. I think your best bet is to try to get it to a music soup that and I'm not making a joke, that, you know, is pitching a film or something towards, you know, a Lifetime or Lifetime film, or Hallmark film, something for the Hallmark channel that's speaking to, you know, some sort of human interest type of film, which they do that all the time. And I think the song is perfect for that. It's a good song. You know, in all honesty though, looking at the current landscape of artists and whatnot, I don't know who could do this, you know, unfortunately. That's just where we're at right now. You know, if you want more positivity, Jimmy, get somebody else. It's a bleak world out there right now. We're not seeing the quality of we're just not seeing the quality artists that everybody on this call is used to
That's right.
used to hearing and grew up listening to, you know.
Well, kind of like, old school is what we're talking about,
No,
but
that's not necessarily old school. It's just artists that we've moved away from. You just moved away from balladeers and even on the pop or rock side, nobody's really just doing any real songs anymore. Did
what
I
I
say
find
that?
interesting is that a lot of them are, uh, they're being a lot more diverse, with their catalog. Like I heard some stuff from Post Malone that just blew me away because, Post Malone's really more of the party guy. But then I forgot what
Hmm.
song it
Hmm.
was, but he was actually doing a ballad, and it was like, wow,
Right.
that
And that's leaning, he's kind of shifting genres too, because if you listen to that, his latest work, it's kind of leaning toward the country realm, you know?
right.
So again, though, that's just one guy, and he's shifting. You know, trying to think. You might see, the problem is that if you pitch this to something that's um in a genre that's other than what the song is written in or how the song is written, the person might not hear it. A&R guy might not hear it because you know, if you pitch it to country, they may not hear the country leanings in this, the possibility in this song. There aren't any more jazz balladeers to be able to do a song like this. This could really be a smooth jazz song, you know. Somebody like, there's guys that are still doing their thing in jazz and smooth jazz that could do a really good interpretation of this song. Not interpretation, they could do the song, but with a jazz flip on it, you know. But getting to those folks is a challenge, you know.
Well,
I'm
it
sorry,
is and it isn't
think it out.
because there are so
Think it out.
many, There's a lot of artists I've never heard of that are fantastic, and you just got to look for them, and hopefully, they're open to outside the material.
There you go. Mr. Positivity. There you go, Jimmy. John, this is a good song, though. I like it.
Thanks.
Mhm.
Okay. Next up, we'll have Larambe. And let me get set up here. The song is called Naked.
Oh yeah. I'm standing here naked for only your eyes to see. No longer protected by that mask that covered me. No sense in faking that bell would never ring true. There's no mistaking, no. Who you see's not who you knew. Oh no. I got no clothes, If you can't accept it, then can you love me just because? No more concealing. Now my heart is open wide. It's time for revealing. Since I've been stripped of all my pride, I'm standing here naked, naked. Ain't got no clothes on, standing here naked, naked. All inhibitions are long gone. Want you to see me just as I am. I'm only human. See me, I'm just a man, just a man. See me for who I am. Got scars and blemishes. The light of truth is shining on me, and I'm naked. Standing here naked, I'm totally exposed.
Steven's over there dancing, man. Ron, but that was good, man. That was really good. I do have a suggestion. The hook in each of those, it's not, it kind of, I mean, I hear what you're doing. I think when you get to the hook, musically, I would kind of flip it. I would kind of go a little bit more bare in the production, in the verses, and when it gets to the hook, I would bring up my instrumentation. Like what you did on the bridge was nice. The bridge going into that third verse,
Okay.
where you change the instrumentation and production there to give it more emotion. You see, the first two verses, musically, it's just kind of, it flows. It's the same. There's no sense of emotion, no real build until you get to that bridge. And the bridge is just like a transition into that verse again. So that would be my, but it's a good song, really good song. I would mess around with flipping it like that.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right, Kennedy. Very good song, though. Would you have that? Who did you have in mind for that?
In terms of what?
For yourself? This is you?
Yeah, it's on the album.
Oh, okay, cool. Nice, nice, nice.
Oh,
Yeah, I would change that a little bit to create a little bit more emotion in the delivery of the verses.
I'll do it next time around.
Yeah. You know, I had a quick question. I wanted to ask John the same question. I know you guys, you switched positions there. John, who did you have in mind for your song? Or where did you see that?
It's just one of many that I have. You know, I was just playing it and pitching it and see what kind of feedback I'd get.
Got it.
You know, to make $1 million, basically. Other than that, I just wasn't interested.
I heard that. Well, if I come up with an avenue, man, you're gonna cut me in on some of that million.
Certainly. By the way, I'm a huge Ramsey Lewis fan. I was so sad when he passed, but I'm glad.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah, same here.
I go back to the Blue Note and the first 3 albums with just great stuff like Folks
Yeah.
and stuff. Anyway,
One of my first records was The In Crowd. That my dad gave me as a kid. And when I adopted this dog, his name, here we go. Here's what we're talking about. His name was Ramses, like the pharaoh. And right around the time I adopted him, Ramsey had just passed away. I was like, no, man, that's a sign. We're changing the name. Ramsey.
yes,
It's been Ramsey ever since.
great artist. Sad to see him go.
Exactly. Amazing artist.
Well, thanks for your input, though. I
Oh,
appreciate
you're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay, next up we'll have Kennedy York, and the song is called Mess Around Valerie.
Can take your time, disillusion, narrow mind. A mojo night, and up high. She used to Sandra D. A lipstick's all she needs. A paper cup of Chardonnay. She'll end up high. And watch on me. Watch you mess around me. Something too frequently discourages her majesty. Can take another closed down door. She'll end up scorned. A closet filled with lingerie to satisfy another day. Can take another social scene. I'll end up bored. And watch her mess around on me. I'll watch her mess around on me.
Okay. Sorry about that, Kennedy.
Boy, that was just terrible. Is my luck. It's always my songs. Always my songs. When I send them in, they always get like. Anyway, I'm done.
No. Who did you have in mind for that? Hold on.
No, I do it. If you heard the song properly, you know, it's I what I do is I do like the Archies. I write, I produce, I you know, I bring in guitar players, I do all this, and then you know, remember the Archies, the comic strip, and they had that.
Right.
Well, I go by the Measles. So rather than go by Kennedy York, and I found that when I was going by Kennedy York, nobody was buying my songs, and I go by the Measles now, and I do it on Bandcamp and all this.
Right.
And young kids and college people, they love bands, right? They love to discover new bands, not new artists. So the Measles, actually, I saw my revenue going up with sales, but too bad you couldn't hear that song properly, because it's one of my favorite ones, Mess Around Valerie.
It's not bad. It's not bad. No, I was just saying.
No, I mean, was it cutting? It kept cutting out for me.
No, it wasn't cutting out for me. It wasn't.
It was like going in and out, in and out, in and out.
No, it was a little distorted, but no, I could hear it. I could hear it. Okay. No, it was cool. Yeah, I can see you doing. I was gonna say that has a very indie feel to it, very indie band feel to it. But again, you know, if we're talking about major artists, I mean, this really isn't what. Well, I take that back. What kids are gravitating towards is in this lane, but there's so many artists that you would have to compete with.
Exactly.
You're doing the right thing by creating an alter ego, so to speak, and doing that. So my hat's off to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. I'm sorry. It's you know, it's fun. I enjoy doing it. You know, I've got my little studio. It's a passion. I'm constantly writing, and you know, I mean, it's for me, it's fun. You know, and if you're not having fun,
why do it?
You're worried about making money, then that's kind of stinks. But for me, it's just I love doing it. It's my life. It's my passion. You know, so yeah,
it's cool. That's cool.
Right on. Cool.
Very cool. Very nice.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, Jimmy, I'm going to have to break out in like 10 minutes, unfortunately. Is that okay? Or how long do you guys usually go?
We usually go to about 9, but I guess Steve and I could probably run through the.
Well, you know what?
Well, here's if we could make it 5. You just need a bio break or something like that. I mean, yeah. Is that cool? Or
I'm sorry?
Do you just need a bio break, you know, for 5-10 minutes? And
no,
back?
it's cool. It's cool. I was going to try and get him settled, but that's all right.
Oh, I see. Okay.
but let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Okay. So next up, we have Robin Sandoval, and she sent in 2 songs. And Robin, I assume you wouldn't want to do the Christmas one? Are you there, Robin? Are you muted?
I sent 2 songs in.
Right.
One is like an orchestral pop, female vocal. It could be for an artist, it could be for sync. And the other one is definitely, it's a male artist, vocal, definitely something I wrote for sync that, you know, I was kind of thinking like under the dialogue of Grey's Anatomy or, you know, 911 or one of those like medical shows kind of thing. You know.
So which one do you want to play? Which one do you want to play?
Which one do you want to hear? Which one do you want to hear, James?
Don't put that on me, Robin. Don't put it on me.
Just pick
Let's
one.
just hear one. Let's just hear
The
one.
male vocal or female vocal? Christmas or pop?
Let's hear pop.
All right, let's do Still
I'm
Be
not ready for Christmas yet. We just finished
Okay.
Halloween.
This one's called Still Be Here. And
Okay.
yeah.
Give me a moment. Let's see here. Okay.
Oh, I've seen all the troubles you're facing, it's got you down. 'Cause it feels like your light has been fading, you're not around. Well, I know you've been searching for reasons to walk away, but I want you to know that forever I'll be your strength. 'Cause in this space, I'll still be here. Oh, if it takes a million years, you know in time that we all have to face our fears. I promise I won't let go. When you wake up tomorrow, know I'll still be here. When the road up ahead keeps on changing at every turn, just believe in the path that you're taking, the lessons learned. There's a change waiting on the horizon, it's a new day. Let your heart be the sun, let it guide you and light the way, yeah. 'Cause in this space, I'll still be here. Oh, if it takes a million years, you know in time that we all have to face our fears. I promise I won't let go. When you wake up tomorrow, you know I'll still be here. You know I'll still be here.
Okay.
I was saying that's a good song. That's a really good song.
Thanks.
That's definitely pop. Man. Who was you doing that? Could hear one of the Jonases doing that.
Maybe.
I could also hear I could actually hear Harry Styles, not to sound too over the top, but Harry could do this also as a ballad. really emotional song. It's a good joint.
Thank you. Like Niall Horan, maybe.
Yeah. Who's the vocalist?
His name is Spencer Young.
Okay. Good singer. Good
Yeah.
singer. But I liked the instrumentation there also. The very, very nice changes and great change of emotion there. Well, let's hear the Christmas song. Let's hear what you have for Christmas. Even though we just got out of Halloween.
All right. I'd love for you to hear it.
Yeah.
Jimmy, what do you think? Should we do that one now, or toward the end, or what? Or just do it now?
Oh, you guys have an order in which you do the song?
Well, I mean, everybody, gets one shot basically.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay.
No, that's okay.
My bad.
But
At the end, you stick around.
yeah, if we have time at the end, maybe we can do that. Yeah, I think it'd be good.
Okay.
Well, thank you, James. Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure. My pleasure.
Very nice song.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so next up we have Barbara Cordova, and this song is called "Say It." And do the share screen.
If you got something to say, then say it. You got a game to play, then play it. If you got something to do, don't wait around. You got a song to sing, then sing it. You got a message to bring, then bring it. You can do anything you want right now. For you're the spirit, the inspiration, and you're the life of the creation, and you're the maker of anything that you dream. If you got something to see, then see it. If you got something to be, then be it. If you got something you want, then seek it out. You got a risk to take, then take it. If you're uncertain, then trust you'll make it. You know what is right for you right now.
Keep forgetting to unmute myself. That's another one that I think it's kind of a more of an indie feel. I would probably I can't think of an artist that currently could cover something like this. I think it's better off suited for an independent artist, or if you did it yourself, Barbara. I don't know if you.
Yeah, I did it. That is me. I've sung it acoustically. Jimmy and Steven have heard it at the Urban Homestead, so they haven't heard the recorded version. But it's one of my most popular. That's why I thought I would play it. And it's old. You see, it's 1998.
Okay.
But it is. I just wanted to get your feedback on the. It is definitely independent, old school, and all that. But I'm trying to bring back a lot of that stuff with the group I work with, and I saw your credits and it was like, okay, like to hear what you have to say for me as well as the other artists. So.
Sure. No, I think it's a good song. It's just a little indie, and where we're at right now. There's so many people that could do this. It'd be hard to kind of point you as to whom, if not trying to develop it yourself and get it out there yourself, or if you had a band that you were connected with, that you could have them do that.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily looking for someone else to look, so I didn't know until I'm hearing what you're saying about placing songs. What do you do with indie artists that want to do stuff themselves and get stuff placed as opposed to giving it to somebody who's in the mainstream.
Right. Right. Well, you say you were asking me that? What would you
Yeah,
do?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just because I didn't know. I'm just listening now. I'm realizing a lot of it's about getting placed or having someone else do the song. But what about the people that are indie that want to do it themselves? The route to go, because that's something that I don't really know. I mean, I've done a lot with
Right.
my own productions, but anyway, I'm just interested in your viewpoint on if you have any information on what do you do if
Uh, yeah, that's again, that's a bunch of I guess not guesswork, but that's legwork in terms of trying to find collaborators, or artists that are doing that sort of thing. I would probably look at trades like Music Connection. There's also SoundCloud.
Mhm.
Kind of look up indie artists on SoundCloud and try to establish a connection with someone that you feel has a sound similar to what you compose, what you write, and see if
Mhm.
they'd be interested in covering it or you using the song and working something out with regards, if they record it and put it on an album or something.
Right. And what was the first thing you said before SoundCloud? You said, what did you say before that?
Probably just trying to network with folks.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I'm not familiar with SoundCloud, but
Yeah,
I can.
SoundCloud.com.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
All
a
right.
platform for independent artists.
Good. Well, good. I'll check into that.
Mhm.
I
Okay.
appreciate the feedback. I'll let these guys continue. I know it's
Great. You're
getting
quite
late.
welcome. Welcome.
Okay, so next up we have Marilee Weber, and it's called You, You, You.
There's something I want to say to you, and I hope you understand. Oh, yeah. We've been such good friends, ooh, and I never want that to end. I'll let fate play its part with these words from my heart. Don't want yes or no. I'm just letting you know, baby, it's you, you. Oh yeah. I wanna spend my life with you, you. Oh yeah. Now I let that feeling in, and it took me by surprise. Oh, yeah. It happened so easily. Ooh, the first time I looked in your eyes. That's when I felt the flame. Now nothing has been the same. 'Cause right from the start, you won my heart. Baby, it's you, you. Oh yeah. I wanna spend my life loving you, you. Oh yeah.
That's nice. That's It's nice. It's got a real nice jazz feel to it, really. Really smooth jazz feel to it. Again, on this one though, I would probably chop down the lyric a little bit to get to the hook faster. I would repeat that hook.
Okay.
You know? Yeah, both times after both verses. But the verses are a little long and kind of takes a while to get to.
Yeah.
Takes away from the impact that the hook delivers. Yeah, but it's a good song. It's a very good song.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's old. It's a very old song.
But that it doesn't really matter. It doesn't. It's got an adult contemporary feel to it, but but it lends itself to the jazz genre
Okay.
very much so.
Great. Thank you.
Okay, next up we have Ed Lackey, and the title of this is Not Again. Let me pull up the share. Okay.
When I'm talking to you, you don't give a damn. Been together for a long time, I just can't understand. Something has changed, I can't explain. What's the difference? Why go through this pain? I'd like to show I care, but it's driving me insane. Should I buy you a hearing aid if I get the chance? Maybe write it on the wall, you might take a glance. Something has changed, I can't explain. What's the difference? Why go through this pain? I'd like to show I care, but it's driving me insane.
That's interesting. That's I can't think of the name of the band that reminds me of. Shoot.
Dire Straits.
There you go, Dire Straits. It's got a very Dire Straits feel to it. Absolutely, absolutely. Which isn't a bad thing, but again, I think it's really up to you to either put this out yourself or try to find. I mean, one of the great things, we were talking about technology, like Instagram, SoundCloud, these all have mechanisms in it where you can direct message these people, bands or artists, and try to establish a connection with them. If you can find someone in the genre that this song is in, is this something that was currently written or written a while back? Ed, you're muted.
About a week ago.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. The production, let me say this, and don't take this the wrong way. The production, the music is a lot stronger than the vocal delivery. So I might, if I were you, I might have someone else deliver it or sing it with a little bit more conviction, a little bit more theatrics, if you will, in the lyric. You know, it sounds like you're reading. It doesn't sound like you're very confident. I take it that you were delivering the lyric.
You're absolutely correct.
Okay, okay. Yeah, it sounds like you may have been rushing or reading from something as opposed to, you know, just letting it flow, you know? So, but yeah, maybe just a little bit more confident delivery then.
That's a very good observation.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Okay. Next up, we have Javier Medrano and Medrano. This is called Senorita Marry Me.
Hey girl, when you're around, love is what I found. That's what it's all about. You're my brand new world. Oh, there's no doubt. I'll be devout and all spellbound. You're so sweet and tender, making me so better. Take my ring for your finger. Senorita bonita, marry me. Senorita bonita, honeymoon with me. Let's say the vows in a church in town. Buy your lovely gown and dance on the clouds. I'll never leave or wander. You're all I need for my treasure. My love's guaranteed like the birds and bees. 'Cause baby, you know weddings are the greatest thing.
Okay, Javier needs a little bit more work, my friend. Vocal delivery, as well as the lyrical structure. Seems like in certain parts it flows right, then certain parts, to me, please don't take this the wrong way. It feels like something that it took a while for you to write it. Seems like you stopped and started, and I don't know if that's the case or not, but it just doesn't feel like it's complete. You don't feel, to me, I don't get a confident feeling when you're delivering the song either. I would go back and work on it a little bit more. And as far as the instrumentation goes, also try to, I don't know, create something that flows a little bit better than this does. But it's a fair attempt, but it's just seems like there's a little bit more work that needs to be done on this. You can curse me out now. Uh-oh, we can't hear you.
There's
You're
always
still
the
muted.
chat. Yeah, there's always the chat if the vocal doesn't or the sound doesn't work for some reason. Yeah.
It's probably cursing me out.
Yeah.
I think you might have the wrong microphone selected or something, Javier. Oh, there it is.
Can you hear me
there
now?
We go. There we go. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
you now. Cool. We can hear you now, Javier.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like you were saying, I've just been working on it and changing it around. So like you say, it needs more work. So that's what I'm gonna just keep on seeing what it leads to.
Right, right. Okay. Good idea. Cool idea. Just needs a little bit more polish.
All right.
Cool.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure. Hey, Jimmy, I'm gonna have to give you. I can only spare about 5 more minutes, man. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Let's go through a
Yeah.
couple more songs.
Sure.
Got
Well, next up,
Wendy's.
Wendy. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
She's
okay.
next. Yeah. Okay. This is from Wendy Conrad, and we have myself and Rich Marquetta's. I'm not sure if Rich is on or not on the thing, but anyway, let's go through. Let's get Wendy's up there. Okay. This is called See Spot Run.
See spot sit, see spot come. If I say go, boy, you can see spot run. And when I whistle, he flies back home. And I reward my faithful buddy with a bone. And he'd give me his heart, the shirt off his back, if he had one to give me in return. And he takes me as I am. He knows all my stories, don't keep tallies on how many times he's heard. See spot sit, see spot stay. In the corner office he shares with me each day. He brings opposites together at my work, digs for affection while the gossips dig for dirt. And he'd give me his heart and the shirt off his back if he had one to give me in return. And he takes me as I am. He knows all my stories, don't keep tallies on how many times he's heard.
I'll get this together sooner or later. I keep speaking while I'm muted. Wendy, that's a really good song. It's really nice. It's got a very folk rock flavor to it. Again, I really don't know who could do that other than maybe an Americana artist, which would be cool, someone in the Americana genre, or a children's book company. I could definitely hear it being used as a children's book, but it's or I don't know. I don't know about any. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a sync song, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's not either. It could actually be used in sync as well. But yeah, to me, it had more of a folk feel, very simple, wholesome lyric.
Thank
which we
you.
need more of.
Thank you.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot.
Thank you. I think a storybook idea, that's really interesting. Thought I
Yeah.
never thought about that.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Well,
It might be a cool little project to actually turn into a children's book.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roland Vega, one of our
Find it.
members, does that.
Oh yeah.
Like find
Connect
it.
it with Roland, Jimmy.
Yeah, he's usually here, but I guess he's busy tonight. But yeah, he's got a thing out there called Rebecca Pecca. So if you look for Rebecca Pecca, Rebecca Pecca, he's done a lot of different children's books and he's put the music
Yeah,
and stuff behind it. So
it's
Okay,
a wonderful idea.
great, great. Well, I'm gonna have to bounce, everybody.
Okay. If
Thank
you
you
can
so.
drop your email into the chat, and then
Yeah,
what
I
we can
most
do
certainly
is
can.
we can email you a couple of links to the ones you didn't get to hear, that kind of thing.
Yeah, please do, and I'll
Yeah.
respond to everyone. All right.
Okay. That sounds good. Don't want to hold you up.
thanks again,
I'm sorry
James.
I
Really
couldn't stay
appreciate it.
long.
Thanks, James.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you
Thank you,
for
James.
allowing me to host, chat with you guys tonight.
Thanks, James. Good to see you.
Happy
Likewise,
lunch.
likewise,
Thank
Robin.
you.
Take care. All right,
Have a
folks.
good evening.
All
Okay.
right. Take care now.
Okay, James. Well, yeah, it doesn't look like Rich Marchette is online
Okay.
on Zoom on YouTube either because I'm the
Okay.
only
Okay,
one there.
guys. Bye bye now.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
bye.
Bye bye, James. Let's see. Maybe we
So,
can get that email address, Jimmy, from you or something.
yeah, I've got his email address. No problem.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, and just FYI for people who are here, on the chat, if you go to the chat in the bottom right, there's three dots, and it says Save Chat. You can do that and save all the any comments anybody made or anything like that. I think, yeah. So I'll get the email from you, Jimmy, and then we can send over there. But yeah, some good feedback and some really nice songs. I really enjoyed a lot of them. So thanks all for coming. And
Thank you.
yeah, well, any other further comments, Jimmy?
Okay, well, I just posted his contact information on the chat there, so grab it.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah, it's all there.
Oh, there we go. All right. Do the save. Give everybody a moment so you can find the three dots at the bottom right of the chat and then save it.
And for those of you that are watching the archive later on, you're going to have to just email us, I guess, showcase@songnet.info, which is also where you're going to be emailing to reserve a spot for our in-person live showcase on the 16th. So make sure that you're logged in for that, and hopefully we'll see you there. Great original music. And for those of you that are going to Taxi, I'll see you there for sure. Look us up. We've got a lot of new people there, new members that haven't come to this thing yet, but I'm sure they will after they see what's going on here and what they've done at Taxi as well, because Taxi is going to be a real good time. Hopefully I'll see some of you there, and maybe we can grab a meal or something together. We never know. I mean, the Taco Bell's gone for those of you who've been there before.
Taco.
I think
But-
the bar inside of the Westin is just fine.
Yeah, if you want $12 beers, I guess it's not too
It's a
bad.
little, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little pricey, I must say, but the people are there. Yeah.
The people are definitely there, and then
People are there.
of course, there some of you may have signed up for the mentors lunch, which is very expensive, and then just regular dinner there is going to run you about $35, I believe, at the very least. So, but the food is pretty decent at that Daily Grill. I think up the road, if you're not financially that well to do, or you don't want to max out your credit cards, there is a Subway, I think, still there, right? Subway
Financially
sandwiches.
challenged.
Financially challenged, yeah. And then also there's the open mic there, which is always a lot of fun. And even if you're not playing, the open mic there is a really good time to meet different people. And if you are interested in meeting other people, but also you've met somebody and you want to find out what they're really about, because I've been to that open mic a couple times where I've met somebody during the rally and they're talking a great game, and then when they do the open mic, it's like next.
Yeah. They do that every night, don't they, Jimmy? The open
Yes,
mic.
there is an open mic. Actually, there's several open mics there every night.
Yeah.
And even more fun is if you hook up with the right people, you wind up doing song circles. For me, every year, that's one thing that I look forward to is outside of the open mics. What happened quite often is the guest open mic, I believe it is, on the second floor,
Okay.
which is, or actually it's in the theater section away from the main theater. That's where the people that aren't actually members of Taxi get to do their open mic.
Oh, okay.
And but what's cool is that there's a little lounge area in front of that,
Okay.
and every year so far, that little lounge area in front of that winds up being a great song circle.
Uh-huh.
And I've jammed with people there, and there's also like an extra instrumental jam session there too. So if you're a player and you really want to get jamming, I did that one year, and that was a whole lot of fun. But it ran really late. So
Yeah. Yeah.
what else is important to know there? Make sure you bring your own water. There's plenty of energy drinks, which you don't want.
You'd be heavily caffeinated. Yeah.
You will not only be heavy caffeine, but also it could cause stomach cramps and things like that because there's so much caffeine and crap in there.
Yeah.
So I would recommend getting a water bottle and bringing that. There is water on the premises. In other words, they've got the big water dispensers and glasses and stuff. So in that respect, it's not bad. But carrying around an open glass of water while you're walking around is not really the best thing. But if you do bring a bottle, then you can refill the bottle over and over and over again, and have plenty of water. Stay hydrated because you're going to be talking a lot. Breath mints, of course, Tic Tacs and stuff are good because of that. And also, you may want to bring something that'll be a little bit of a throat soother too. Like those Hall's throat soothing things and stuff like that, because you will be talking your butt off, and you're going to be screaming your butt off pretty much because there's a lot of noise there, inevitably.
And bring some CDs.
Absolutely, bring CDs and business cards.
Crazy, but they're still telling us to bring CDs.
They're telling you to bring CDs. They are not. They're not going to be equipped to handle USBs. Although I think some people will still know to bring some kind of a way to play back a USB.
They don't want USBs because of virus.
Exactly. They don't want USBs because of viruses. But I was just at the swap meet a few weeks ago, and I picked up a USB player, which is very cool. And it's $20. It's well worth it. So something to consider.
What does that look like? What does that do?
Um,
It's a mobile USB player.
Must be.
I don't know. Maybe I can.
Huh.
Wow.
Does it have a speaker on it?
There.
Built in? That's a speaker. Okay. What's the name of that? What's the brand of?
They had like 3 or 4 different brand names. This one's called H&A, and there's another one that's was really weird. It was like Sony Vox. I don't know. SONIEVOX. Like somebody was trying to pull Sony or something, but yeah. There's all kinds of stuff on there, but it's pretty cool.
So the USB player.
It's a USB player.
Okay.
Bought for $20 at the swap meet. The one over by LACC a couple Sundays ago. There's always a big swap meet there by LACC. But I've seen them at other swap meets too. Anybody that's got weird electronic gear, and then downtown as well. There's electronics and toy district just off of Los Angeles Street, and I've seen these kinds of things there too. You just got to hassle them. At first they tell you, "Oh, $50." This is $50. F you. And then, oh, well, hey man, come back. I'll give you for 40. I said, you give it for 20. He said, no man, 30. You got to keep going back and forth. But I wound up getting this one for $20 because it had a little problem with the battery's a little bit swollen, but it's not a big deal. It also has an FM radio, and it's got headphone jack and stuff too. So it's a very worthwhile investment. I went back to buy another one, and the guy was gone. But
But why would you use that as opposed to your phone?
Because sometimes you're got stuff going on your phone. Like for me, being that a lot of my friends will be there, you guys will be there, and you may want to be trying to contact me about something.
Mm-hmm.
And if my phone
I
is,
see what you mean, yeah. Okay.
Plus,
just ties up your phone. Yeah.
Ties up the phone. Phone's going to go dead really fast because you're going to be listening. And the audio quality of the speaker on your phone sucks,
True.
and these days you don't want to be sitting there, swapping around hygienically with earbuds in everybody's ears.
Yeah.
So this, plus a pair of, I have a pair of folding headphones. I don't have them here right now, but some decent folding headphones or disposable earbuds. I found earbuds at the same swap meet for $1, so I bought 5 of them.
Mhm.
Right, and then that way, whoever's listening, I give them the things here. You can have the earbuds. I don't care, for $1. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that helps a lot. Um, but just be open to meeting people. You're meeting a lot of people in line when you're getting your badge. Find out who you're next to and what they're all about. Opportunities are there. It's a whole lot of fun, and you're going to make a lot of friends. It's guaranteed.
Sounds good.
Okay.
What night is Kulaks?
Kulaks, every Monday night they have the open mic, $20 to get one song, and then every second Tuesday is my twofer night. Get 2 songs for $30, so it's a better deal. That is happening on November 8th. Those are all pre-registered, so it's already booked up. And but I am booking December 13th right now. So if anybody wants to do a twofer night on December 13th,
Sign me-
email twofer, TWOFER, email twofer@kulakswoodshed.com, and we'll put you on the list for that. And then just come with $30 cash and get to do 2 songs. So it's fun. I think that's pretty
Do they
much.
still put those online?
Yeah,
Oh,
could
yes.
could you put that email in the chat, Jimmy?
Sure.
Yeah, I think that'd be useful. And by the way, when you save the chat, it doesn't create duplicate copies. It just writes over the previous one, which is good. Yeah, in other words, you don't wind up having 5 copies of the same thing. Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Yeah, I just did a one song there 2 weeks ago, and it was really good. It's probably one of the roughest performances I ever did because it was a song that I had written about 20 years ago, and I'd forgotten it. So I had it in front of me, and you could tell that I'm reading as I go. So the performance is not that great, but it is archived now, and otherwise it would have been lost completely. 20 years ago, I barely remembered the song. So yeah, it's a good way to archive your stuff, and I think that's important because to go to a
Right.
studio or something and cut a demo, right? That's easily $100, and
Yeah.
for a decent demo. But here you're doing it; it's live, and also on Monday nights, if you bring charts, there's a live band that will play for you. So that's kind of a cool thing. And they're all, not quite A-list session players. I'd say B-list session players, but they can pull it off pretty well. And a lot of people do that, but you gotta get there early. You gotta be there by 7:30 at the latest. Try to be there by 7 to sign up to do something with the band, bring charts. I'd recommend coming, one night just to see it on a Monday night first, or even just doing a basic song by yourself on a Monday night. The thing starts at 8. Sign up starts at 7 or 7. Yeah, about 7, I guess, actually when the sign up start. It's a random draw, so you may get picked to go up early, you may get picked to go late, which is kind of an issue sometimes. But quite often, if you know people there or if you talk to the MC, you might be able to switch places with somebody if you're really late and you need to get out of there early for one reason or another. For myself, I know that whenever I get a spot that's later than number 10, then I don't really care. But if I get a spot earlier than number 10, then I'll look for the people that are really looking for, well, I need to get there early, or I've got childcare issues, something like that, and I'll swap places with them. So I've done that all the time, and that works out pretty well. Anyway, so there's that. There are our own showcase and all kinds of good stuff all the time. Steve's been to Jeweled Universe. That's another interesting place, and now they're starting to do regular shows there too. And it's a little stage, it's kind of nice to have a nice little stage with backdrop and stuff. And then, of course, one of our other members, Nancy Kallel, has opened up, started booking at a place called Pressed and Flower in Azusa. And that's actually generated quite a bit of interest. We've done a couple shows there. They have other bands and things going on in there too. They like the singer-songwriters the most because we're not ridiculously loud. They had an alternative music night a couple weeks ago, and it was loud, it was distorted, and nobody could understand any of the words that were going on. But people were having a good time. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, if any of you are on the west side, there's a place called Trip, which is on Lincoln Boulevard, just south of it's Santa Monica, just south of Highway 10, and that's a good open mic. You got to get there early for that, and it does cost $10, but it's quite well attended. I'd say there's probably at least 30 people there almost every time I've been there, and so that's a interesting place. Like I say, if you're on the west side.
Yeah, pre-pandemic it was even more crowded, and I believe the $10 also gets you a drink too, right?
That's right. It's a free drink included with the $10. Yeah. So essentially,
buy a drink and
you buy a drink. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So, and that's Monday nights. Yeah.
Yeah. Also Monday night. So.
Yeah.
Okay. But any other opportunities or anything else, feel free to hit us up. Showcase at songnet.info. Just if you have a question for me or Steve, just put it up there. If it's for me, Steve will forward it to me. There's always good stuff happening. If you need something or somebody, you need guitars, guitar repairs, I do a lot of that kind of stuff. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you. You can turn off